Forget cable, switch to Frontier. The Fios Triple Play brings dedicated 100% fiber optics to your home. Fios TV, 15x5 internet and digital phone for $119.99 per month with 2-year price protection plan on qualifying service. FrontierPacificNW.com.
Welcome to the warm-up. This is the warm-up video before the Kevin Calabro Show each day at 3 o'clock, 710 ESPN Seattle. A lot to get to today. Where should we start? NFL free agency, Robert Gallery. That must have happened last night after we went off the air.
We just talked about it. Yeah, it was like maybe a half an hour after we went off there, they released Robert Gallery. Right?
Robert Gallery's gone, so you would have assumed last night that Steve Hutchinson was coming here as a result of that, but what do we find out today? Steve Hutchinson headed to Tennessee.
Yeah,
disappointing news?
Maybe a little bit. I really like the offensive line position. You know, they got some good young guys. I think it's going to be very competitive. We talked about that on the show yesterday, that I think that and defensive back is going to be very competitive when camp starts next year, because you had so many guys filling in. You had some injuries, which was bad, but you had guys like Quiston and Breno Giacomini get a lot of experience. And so when those other guys come back, it's going to be competitive out there. So I feel like they probably think they're deep enough, you know, at the offensive line to not have to sign Hutch.
Well, and they re-signed McQuiston. So do they plug him in there in the left guard spot now?
Possibly,
or is that Carpenter's spot when he comes back?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those guys have played, you know, that's the new thing now. When I played, you were either guard, except for Bruce Matthews, who's like the assistant head coach of the Titans, where they signed Hutch. He was a Pro Bowler at center, guard, and tackle, but back in those days, you really only played one position. You were either a guard or a tackle. And now you see guys are interchangeable. So McQuiston's played both guard and tackle.
Matt Flynn's in town today. Do you anticipate that the Seahawks will make a move there? Or do you hope that they will?
I do. I hope they do. I hope that this is a pie-in-the-sky wish of mine, but that's that his value doesn't get inflated like Kevin Cobb, because I'm pretty sure that they won't go chasing that. If his contract's going to get bid up to that point, they probably won't go and chase it. But I think at a decent value they would. And Clayton said yesterday he thought it was going to be $6 or $7 million. That's a good deal, right? That's only 50% more than T-Jack and Charlie Whitehurst made last year.
And you were saying you wouldn't go as high as 10, though, right?
Well, I mean, I don't have the salary cap in front of me, you know, and Flynn I still think is a risk. I mean, here's what, if Schneider were to go and sign him and maybe bid it up to, you know, 9 or 10, I would think, oh, he must be pretty good, because he was around him. But if he passes on him, I think that'll be a sign to everybody else in the NFL, maybe, because Schneider not a bad talent evaluator, although I know that you think he's a bad quarterback evaluator.
I do think that. Yeah, I do. I got to admit. So we'll find out. I mean, Peyton Manning, I'm sure we're going to hear something, if not today, probably by tomorrow. I know if you're in Arizona, you're hoping that they come to a decision, or that Peyton Manning does, whether it's Tennessee or Denver, probably not Miami, but maybe Miami. We'll get to all of that. Plus, Nate McMillan was fired in Portland by the Blazers. What are you thinking, firing Nate McMillan, you idiots? That's how I feel about that. Yeah. We'll find out more on that story from Dwight Janes, Comcast Sportsnet Northwest. That's a mouthful. I have no idea what Dwight's doing.
You nailed it.
Guys. Did I nail that?
Yeah, you
He's
did.
the godfather. He's been telling it like it is since 1976. Wow. He'll tell us about the Blazers story with Nate McMillan being fired at 4:30. Before that, I'm going out of order. I'm unchronologically doing things here, but that's okay. It's just a damn video.
Unchronologically.
Right? Tony Softly from 101 ESPN in St. Louis. We'll talk to him about all the moves the Rams are making. And then what else do we have? We got Clayton at 4. We've got Sweeping the Dial at 5.
How about your brackets?
Brock and Salk ripoff. And we'll talk Montana, Wisconsin. We'll talk about that too. And you'll see why when the Kevin Calabro Show starts at 3 o'clock. I'm struggling already.